2 minutes out. Hang with me. Are you ready? Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio number 421. My name is Butch Popeye Moss. I'm your host tonight here on Texas Biker Radio. Now, we got some stuff to cover tonight, and so first I want to start out with there are many motorcycle ministries out there, and I would like to call on them to use their prayers, their prayer pools, to say prayers for people that have COVID-19, for people that may be having issues with other diseases other than COVID, like cancer and many other things, heart disease, whatever else. If you would, I know the Lord wants you to call them by name, but there's just so many out there that's impossible to do. But if you would, get with your prayer groups and pray for everybody, for the people in our community, and for people of this state and this country. Now, that being said, let's get on to some biker stuff. And the way I see it, now I was thinking about this, because I have COVID-19, I have plenty of time to think about things. And so I was thinking about, if this election stands, there's a big test coming our way. And let me explain. Many Texas cities and cities across America passed resolutions as Second Amendment sanctuary cities. And one such city is Cameron, Texas, in Milam County. It's one thing to claim it, and it's another thing to actually do it. I mean, it's going to be interesting if we find the city and the county and the state law enforcement and the courts are all at odds with each other over it. Because the way I see it, a lot of law enforcement agencies in this state and around the country have made whores out of themselves for federal money and gadgets. Just my opinion. But I think there's many out there that share that opinion also. So let's bring up a case in point. And that would be Judge Steve Young, who has his finger in every orifice in the city and the county, Milam County, Texas. I mean, he's involved in everything. That's how he won his election as judge. But you know, he was really, really quick to jump on that Second Amendment sanctuary city bandwagon. And you know, this happened months ago, and it raised our eyebrows then for sure. I mean, for months, which has dragged into years, Judge Young and the DPS has dragged the 24-year Army combat veteran over the judicial coals with no resolution and over conflicting laws as to date. I would think so much for Judge Young's Second Amendment beliefs. As a Second Amendment and constitutional supporter, I would think that's what he would tell you. That's for sure. I mean, it's all because of what this veteran was wearing and the fact that he belonged to a motorcycle club. I mean, the way we see it, this 24-year, highly decorated combat soldier who's never been convicted of a crime, he can be a member of whatever club he wants to be. He's been to every hellhole this country has sent our troops to over his 20 years of service, 24 years. When you think about it, you know, there's no guilt by association laws. There's not. But that's exactly what happens with state law that mandates law enforcement makes these kind of stops for data gathering. In other words, the gang databases, which our governor's really, really very fond of. But you know what? That's even though no crime has been committed by him or whatever club he might belong to. The facts are clear. In many of these type cases, the writers have a CHL or a LTC, whatever you want to call it, and they were vetted by the state as non-criminals. You know what? That should be the end of the story right there. Outside of a traffic violation or an actual crime in progress is what I'm saying. You know, the Criminal Code Procedure 61.02 is still on the books. Although many law enforcement agencies today find themselves in a quagmire over recent events like riots and so on. Watching their backs is now the order of the day. That is, unless you live in a rural area where the mindset still exists. And what I mean by that is the narrative of evil, mean old bikers. You guys know what I'm saying. And here's the fact. Here's the fact. Bikers were never the boogeymen they were made out to be. It's in our view, the whole thing is about funding, data gathering for gang databases that operate in secrecy. They don't even follow their own freaking guidelines in their fusion centers or are on the side of the road by law enforcement officers. If you guys remember, a DPS spokesman said to a local TV station down there in Killeen, I think it was Killeen, the DPS does not identify any person as a criminal when law enforcement runs a database check. Hello, everybody. Hello. That should be the end of it right there. It should go no further, as they've been vetted by the state as non-criminals. You know, bikers have been harassed, jailed, fined, and it can drag on in the courts for years. And it's all perpetrated by unscrupulous judges, DAs, and law enforcement officers that just want to keep it going and to make you suffer any way they can. Any way they can. Is one of the most incredible things we've ever seen. But they've got a test coming when if this election stands and they start coming after our Second Amendment, just how many are going to fold like cheap suits? Just how many? And especially when these departments start butting heads with each other over it. And that's what I see for us out there in the future. You know, it's going to be something to watch. It's something to watch. And we do have excellent people within Texas Defenders and guys that are out there working as we go toward the state legislature to do something about this. To do something about that. And let me tell you, they're doing a yeoman's work. Can't quite come out with it yet, but understand, they're doing great work. And that's my comment for the evening. Now, let's get on the ballot counting. It continues right now. And there's news tonight. Wade County in Michigan, which is Detroit area, they have decided that they cannot certify the vote. They cannot certify the vote. They're refusing to certify it. So this is going to be interesting going forward to see what happens as the attorneys work for the president and work to discover more and more voter fraud that has gone on in this election cycle. And so, you know, we're hopeful that this thing gets turned around. Of course, you know, it depends too on what side of the political bed you wake up on. I mean, we know there are many bikers out there just, we know there are Democrats just like there are Democrats in the military. But you know, the one thing about bikers is they are patriots, and many of them, whether you're a Democrat or not, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I mean, you come to one of our events, and you know, we start out with a prayer. We start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, I mean, everybody's respectful toward the country. And I do believe, you know, the largest percent of them are patriots and care about this country, no matter which side of the aisle they wake up on. And I do believe that's the truth of it. But what's happening right now is, you know, as you look at what's going on out there, and what they're looking at now, number one is those Dominion voting machines and software that are foreign owned. And now today we find out in Georgia there were 2,600 votes found in one county where the votes were not put into the, I guess, into the data processor via a memory stick. So I guess what happens is they go over to a machine. It's been working all day, and they, at the end of the day, they stick a memory stick in it and download the data. Then they're supposed to go over to another machine and upload it. Didn't get done. Didn't get done. What we're wondering is how many more counties in Georgia did the same thing. Now they're claiming that was on the that was an election worker that did not do his job. How many more of them did not do their job? How many more of them did not do their job on purpose? Is what I'm saying. And number two, the thing they're looking at is mail-in ballots. Ballots that came in after the deadlines. No signatures. No down ballot voting. Just for Biden or Trump. Or maybe just for Biden. How about that? And of course, there's always the secrecy in these liberal states that would not allow observers in to watch what they were doing. And number four, which tells everybody everything you need to know, it tells you everything you need to know on voting night, they stopped counting. They need to get to the bottom of that. And why? Was it because they wanted to change the algorithms on those Dominion voting machines? What do you think, guys? What do you think? And so, as we go forward here, we've got till December the 14th to get all this done. Till December the 14th. That's when the vote goes over to the Electoral College. I do believe there's enough evidence there to prove voter fraud. There's enough evidence there to send this thing to the House. Well, they're certainly not going to have the entire election again. We'll see. We'll see. But everybody is working as hard as they can, whether it be, the media's out there saying, hey, give it up, give it up. There's not enough to make a difference. Give it up, accept this. Oh, hell no. We don't accept this. We don't accept this. Regardless of how it comes out, it has to be fair. Regardless of how it comes out, it's got to be fair. If Biden wins it fair and square, that's it. Then our work really starts in combating what's going to happen to us, what's going to happen to our Constitution, what's going to happen to our economy, what's going to happen to our jobs. And which sector is going to fall first? Which sector might it be? Here on November the 28th, we're going to have a COVID survivors rally in Fort Worth, Texas. It's interesting now, this is really weird because as I was looking to find, I know a lot of politicians, and as I was looking to find maybe some speakers to come and speak at our rally, it's almost like everybody's gone on vacation. Now, I know better that everybody's out traveling somewhere, because traveling right now is a pain in the butt. It really is. I mean, mask, no mask. Where are you going? You're going to get the COVID at the gas pump. You're going to get COVID at Buc-ee's or a Travel Plaza. What? I mean, you're going to get it in a nasty Walmart or in or in a Costco. I mean, it's all a guessing game because there's so much misinformation thrown out there. You know, I've never seen so much compliance since January as I've seen over the past days. People are complying. They're wearing their masks. They may not be so totally distancing as good as they should, but this virus is spreading regardless of the mask. And that tells me the masks that people are buying out there aren't worth a damn. Or maybe they never were. Maybe they never were. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. And I'm doing well, as you can tell. I'm down to my last 2 pills, my last 2 days of my steroid treatments. And let me tell you, that's rough for a diabetic because that crap makes your blood sugar just skyrocket. Oh, yeah. You get the shakes, you can barely write, you can barely hold a cup of coffee, you can it's pretty wild. But everything out there is not doom and gloom, and that's what this rally is about. It's not there's not that much doom and gloom because let me tell you, there's a lot of people surviving. There really is. The hospitals, the frontline workers are working miracles every day. It's sad when we lose anybody, but they are working miracles every day. And a lockdown, we just can't go back there. Can't go back there. Won't go back there. Now, it's such a beautiful day here in Texas today. I did ride my motorcycle today. Yeah. Couldn't handle it. Had to get out. It's not feasible to stay locked up in your house 24/7 watching TV. Matter of fact is, I've started walking again. I walk an hour each day, and I've been doing that for 20 years. Been doing it for 20 years. And so, you know, hey, I'm just back at the things that I love to do. And one of them is getting on my damn street glide. Oh, yeah. You don't stop life. You keep moving forward. But we did create a COVID survivors Facebook page. Not a COVID, China virus Facebook page. That's what we call it. And if what we're doing there is we're posting and we're telling you our experience with the China virus. And hopefully it gives you some information whether you had the virus or whether you don't have the virus. It kind of gives you, what we try and do is give you a little plan of things to do just in case. But we want everybody to be well. We want our country to be well. And Joe Biden is out there calling for healing. I don't see anybody on that side but wants healing. Tell you the truth. They want more conflict. Is what they want. They want you to submit. Is what they want. And I can promise you, I will never, never submit. I will never, never concede to Joe Biden and their minions and the people on the left. You know, and I've told you guys before, I used to be a Democrat. Yeah, I did. NAFTA cured that. NAFTA cured it. We battled tooth and toenail over that. And they sold us out, and look what has happened. These guys have enriched themselves at the expense of the American worker. And they continue to do so today. And just think, it'll be on steroids, if they are allowed to steal this election. Pretty incredible stuff, guys. Pretty incredible stuff. Let me say hi to some people on the chat line. Let me get my mouse over there, wherever it went. There we go. Let me see. There's Cowboy Forever, 89, Trucker Live, DC Brassy 106, No, Jerry, Matt Kelly, Irish. And so, In God We Trust. Chuck Bayless. Hello, everybody. Pugsley. He's our newest chapter president out in Sierra Blanca, Texas. And let me see there. I think that just about takes care of everybody. Brain damage. I see him right there. You know, let me see. I don't see him here tonight. Yeah, matter of fact is we have a usual participant on the chat line that is from Wade County, the Detroit area, and we're going to see if we can get him on here. So the other night I copied his email and then I lost it, so I'm gonna have to figure out where he's at and get that worked out. So yeah. Well, you guys, that's about all I had tonight. We're 30 minutes into it. You know, the bikers, we try and find as much as we can on it, but right now with the, like I said, with the coronavirus, there's been a lot of events canceled as people come down with this stuff. And so they have to be pretty cautious about what they're doing. They don't want to spread it to their members. And you can't blame anybody. I certainly didn't want to. So we're working it. We're trying to do everything we can do. But as we, we'll know here between now and December 14th what's going to happen. Oh, Earl Bennett just came online. So, yeah, by December 14th, we'll know what's going to happen. We'll have a pretty good idea. And hopefully things work out for the president and for the country, is what I'm saying. Because the alternative is just bad. Just bad. So, and how'd you guys like the picture of Geezer up here? No lockdown. That's our national essay, Geezer. So that's about all I've got for tonight, guys. Keep us in your prayers. Ride safe. If you don't have a motorcycle, buy one. Come ride with us. Stay safe and good evening. Butch Popeye Moss.